Hey guys, I'm here for math and I get to do it on the big board today. So today in math we are on page 249. Open up your math book, take out page 249. Remember, we're not going to do the whole page, we're only going to do different parts of it. But we're going to start off at the very top of page 249 on number 1. Number 1 is about plotting points. Plotting points is something that's fairly easy to do. If you'll notice, 1A shows 1, 1. And then it tells us that we need to go 1 across and 1 up. That means we are going to start at 0. So take your pencil, put your pencil on 0. When we are at 0, to go to 1, 1, we're going to go 1 across and then 1 up. And that is exactly where 1 and 1 meet. At that point, we're going to put a dot. Take your pencil and make a dot, and then we need to label our dot. So we are going to label our dot with the same, we call them coordinates. That's a little bit of a big word, but the same thing that we had next to A. 1, 1. So next to your dot, for letter A, we are going to put 1, 1. Good. Now let's look at letter B. For letter B, it says 2, 3. We're going to go back to 0, and we are going to start there. We are going to go 2 across, 1, 2 across, and 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up. So we went 2 across and 3 up. We put a dot where we find 2, 3. And then let's write that point, 2, 3, next to the dot so that we know when we're looking at our work that that is the point for 2, 3. Our last point, point C, is going to be 3, 5. 3, 5 starts again at the 0. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 across, and we're going to go 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is on the outside of our chart. It is very close to the top of our chart because our chart only goes from 0 to 3 and then from 0 to 5. So we put it at 3, 5, and then we are going to write 3, 5 right next to it as our label. Your chart should look like my chart, except you have a beautiful, colorful chart, and I don't. Next it says, use your ruler to draw a line connecting the points. We are going to take our ruler. If you have to find your ruler, that's okay. It should be in all the stuff I gave you from whenever you came to pick up your supplies Monday night. Pause me if you don't have your ruler, find it, and then come back and we will connect our lines. Alright, so if you are here, that means that you have found your ruler. You are ready to go. I am going to take my pencil, I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to connect my lines. When I connect my lines, I'm going to start at the first dot, and I'm going to stop at my last dot. If you do it neat enough, it should make a straight line going from the dot 1, 1 to the dot 3, 5. Let's go ahead and draw that line nice and neat on your paper. Very good. Hopefully it looks like mine. If you mess up, that's okay. Just erase it and fix it. Remember, that's why we have erasers. Good. Now, what I want you to do next is I want you to skip all the way down to number 5. Number 5 is writing mixed numbers. I want to remind you first of what they look like. So give me just a second. All right, I moved over a little bit on the board. Now 5A 5A. How many of those shapes for 5A are completely filled in? 1. One circle is completely filled in. So my whole number is 1. And then I have a piece of a pie left over. A piece of a circle that is filled in. That means that I have a whole pie and a fraction of a pie. Or a whole thing and a fraction of a thing. How many pieces are in the part of the pie that is not filled in completely? Yes, there are 3 pieces in it. 3 total pieces. But how many of those pieces are colored? Yes, 1. So my mixed number is 1 and 1/3. Let's look at letter B. Letter B has triangles. How many triangles are completely filled in? Right, 2 triangles are completely filled in, and then the last one is just a piece of that triangle that's filled in. But how many pieces are on the triangle that's not completely filled in? 4. Very good. And how many of those pieces are filled in? Yes, 1. So it's 2 and 1/4. 2 and 1/4 for letter B. You try C and D, and then when we come back, we're going to check them. So give me just a second. You try C and D, press pause, and we'll check them in a minute. All right. If you are back, that means that you have finished C and D, so let's go over them. For letter C, you have 1 completely full rectangle, and then you have a fraction of a rectangle. And that fraction of a rectangle, that rectangle was divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. 6 pieces. And of those 6 pieces, we still have 5 pieces. So it's 1 and 5/6. Also, for letter D, we had squares. How many squares were colored in? 2 full squares and a fraction of the last square. That last square had 4 pieces, and 3 of them were colored in, 2 and 3/4. Those are the answers for number 5. Let's look at them, check them. Are you ready? Turn your paper over to the back. Good. I want you to do number 6. Number 6, all of them. 6A, 6B, 6C, and 6D. It's adding and subtracting mixed numbers like we did yesterday. I want you to go ahead and press pause to finish them, and then when we come back, we'll check. Ready? Press pause. All right. If you have unpaused me, that means you are ready for the answers. Go ahead and check your work. 6A is 118 and 5/11. 6B is 37 and 3/8. 6C is 170 and 7/9. 6D is 1,163 and 1/5. Make sure that you got all of these. Remember, if you didn't get them, what I want you to do is I'd like for you to pause the video and go back and figure out where your mistake is and figure it out. Then you can get the right answer. So that is all of the math we're doing for today. If you would like to do more on your page, feel free to do more on your page. But that is all that I'm making you do. So I am done with math. I am ready for our drawing. Get your math page put away. Get out your little book of drawings. And I'll be back in just a couple minutes. So if you're listening to me, that means that you probably have your little book of drawings out, and you are ready to draw today's animal. Let's go ahead and start. We are right after yesterday's animal, which was, help me remember, it was the bird on the branch. I remember now. And so I am ready to do today's animal. I'm going to do it on the big board. It won't be as quick coloring, but I'm going to color it with you so that you can see the animal. All right, here we go. First, we're going to have a long oval shape for our animal. That could be just about anything. Now remember, yesterday's animal had a beak. Today's animal also has a shape like that, but it's not a beak this time because today's animal has one on both sides. That's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what it is yet. It almost looks like wings, like it could fly. At the bottom, today's animal has some cute little feet. Did you see how I made those? I made a bump on that side, came back across, made a bump on this side, came back across, so that we have some feet under our animal. Do you know what it is yet? I don't know. Today's animal has a couple of eyeballs. It's okay if he looks kind of silly. I put his eyeballs right in the middle. He also has a nose. Today's animal is going to have a hat on. We're going to color that hat in just a minute. So I made him a couple of lines across his head. Let's see if I can pull you in closer. Oh, goodness. Let's see. There we go. He also has a scarf on because where he lives, it is very cold. So he has a scarf on him. Today's animal is a penguin, in case you hadn't guessed it yet. And he's kind of hard to see, so we're going to help him out a little bit. Take out a color for his hat. My hat is going to be red, but your hat can be anything you want. Oops, I messed up my line. Now you have your markers at home, so you could always trace your animal with your marker before you color him in. If I had a different color red, I would change the rim of his hat to be darker. But I don't, so it's just going to have to stay the same. I might trace over my black lines again, just to make it dark enough. There we go. Now he has a hat. For his scarf, you can also make that red. I think you keep sliding it down over here. There you go. Let's make his little feet orange. Give you a couple seconds to color in his little feet. They should be orange. And then we're going to finish him off with black. So take out your black, and we are going to do some shading. Penguins naturally have like a white kind of colored belly, so we're going to make him a white belly, and then we're going to shade the rest of him in the black, and we're going to finish with his nose. So let's start at the bottom, kind of just make an outline for his belly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Color the rest of him black. Everything that's not inside his white belly or his white eyes is going to be black. Ah, he's really beginning to look like a penguin now. I'm going to do his flipper, his little arm over here, his arm over here, and then I'm going to get in by his eyes. Be careful not to color over his eyes. We want to leave those white. Make sure he still has a little bit of belly above his scarf. Ah, there you go. Now, he's all black and white. And I'm going to finish off with orange for his nose. And I hope your penguin came out like you wanted him to. I love you. I miss you. I wish you were in our classroom with me. I can't wait to see you again. And later today, if you're watching this on Friday, we will be able to visit. We will have our conference call where I can see your face and you can see mine, and I can't wait. I will see you then. Bye-bye.